What is happening, guys? It is Wednesday and we are at the Hack and Pack Shop, and I'm going to do a little bit of a different video for you guys today. We're going to do a video called Tune Up in a Can. Basically, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take my 2000 P71 Crown Victoria here, and we're going to do a tune up in a can treatment. And we're going to use two different types of products. The first one is going to be Seafoam. I can't even see the screen, it's so dusty. Here we go. Seafoam, a lot of you guys have heard of this stuff, okay? There's different ways to use it. Basically, it tells you right here, cleans injectors, cleans carburetor jets, stabilizes fuels, controls moisture in fuels, quiets noisy lifters, cleans deposits, adds lubricity to the fuel. I think I said that right. Upper lube cylinders, and de-ices and anti-gels. You can put this in your fuel, you can put it directly into the combustion chamber. We're going to go basically in through vacuum, and we're going to suck it in through that way. So it does our upper cylinder lube, and this also, they say, is good for freeing up sticky rings. The next one's going to be mass airflow sensor cleaner. Okay, and I'm going to show you guys how to do all this stuff, and I don't think we're going to need any tools. Let's pop the hood here and see what we got going on. I do this to almost all of my cars, and I really don't do very many videos like this for you guys, but this is just basically what I do, okay? So that's what we're going to do here. I was going to set you up on a tripod, but I think that's going to be almost impossible. On these cars, it's really easy to get these air cleaner boxes off. Alright, look at the air cleaner, it's all sucked in there. Okay, basically right down in there, we can get the right light. That's your mass airflow sensor, okay? Right in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray the living hell out of that sensor. Okay, now basically, they say to unhook the battery, blah, blah, blah. Alright, we're not doing any of that. Alright, I'm going to try to hold this box, hold the camera, try to do all this at once. Basically, I'm just going to spray the crap out of this. It's all it is. It's just a little wire down in there with a little diode. I'm kind of hoping the sunlight gets in there enough, but it's not looking like it's too positive here. Just the angle the sun's at and the angle this box is at, we're just not going to do it. But I usually spray the hell out of these, okay? They're known to get dirty. And so what we're going to do is we're going to let that just kind of dry out, okay? We're going to leave that on hook for a minute. It's nice and windy out, so that helps. This air filter definitely looks like it has seen better days. Can we see daylight through it? Very little. Alright, this air filter is about due to be changed, but it's not totally bad yet. Okay, if you can hold the air filter up in the air, and if you can see through it pretty good, you're okay. This one's borderline, alright? But I didn't get an air filter for this car, so we're not going to bother with it. Now, one thing you do want to do when you use this mass airflow sensor stuff is you don't want to start the car up with that sensor wet, because they do say, I don't know this for a fact, but they say it will destroy the sensor, okay? So we're just going to let this dry out. I don't know what I did with the cap. Here we go. And for you guys that do not know, this is a 4.6 liter. I believe this is the single overhead cam. Not really sure. No, it's got dual overhead cam in it. Alright. But these, I don't know what these cars put out horsepower wise. Maybe 250 roughly. I mean, everybody thinks, you know, the P71, you know, got the Interceptor motor. They're not really an Interceptor motor, guys. This is the same 4.6 liter they put in like the F-150s, the same 4.6 liter they put in a regular Crown Vics and Grand Marquis, okay? There's nothing special about the engines in these cars. The only thing that's really different about them is sometimes the belt's a little bit heavier duty, the hoses are heavier duty, but this particular car's got the black hoses on it. It doesn't even have the heavy duty silicone hoses. Higher amperage alternator, and basically they're set to idle about 60 RPMs higher than a normal Crown Victoria / Grand Marquis. Alright, transmissions are not really any different. I've heard rumors that the bands are a little bit different, this and that. The only thing that I do know for a fact on these cars is that the shift points are a little bit different. They're made to shift a little bit later and a little bit firmer, okay? We're going to put this back on. This looks like it's good and dried out down in there. And we're going to fire this puppy up. Sometimes this stuff is just a pain in the butt to do one-handed, guys. Let me tell you. Let me shut you off. Get this air cleaner button back up, and then we're going to go to step 2. Alright, so we're just going to fire this puppy up, let it run for a couple minutes. This car's got 176,000 miles on it. Guys, this thing runs perfectly. Alright, we're going to shut her off and go on to the next step with the Seafoam. Okay, now for the main Seafoam treatment step here. On the brake booster on most cars, they have a huge vacuum line going to them. I've already loosened this up a little bit, okay? So what I usually do is unhook this hose and I pour the Seafoam right down inside of there. So let me go ahead and fire this thing up and then I'll show you how to do this. You pull this off, the engine RPMs is going to change, okay? And you can hear the vacuum. Hear it kind of running crappy? Just taking the lid off the Seafoam here. Hear how it changes how she runs? We're just going to start pouring this right in here. Hopefully my arm isn't blocking here. You want to try not to make it stall at first. Want to get quite a bit up in there. I'm going to put about a half a bottle in here, and I'm just going to pour it in until it quits. There we go. Now we're just going to let it sit for about roughly 10 minutes or so. Because what it's going to do is it's going to soak everything down inside of that combustion chamber, okay? And we start the car up, it's going to start up, it's going to run kind of crappy, and it's going to smoke like hell, and we'll do a video on that too. So let's let this stuff soak in. We're going to plug this back in about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll come back to you. Here, while we're chilling for a few minutes waiting for the stuff to freaking soak in, we're going to put the rest of the Seafoam right into the fuel tank. So about a half a bottle is going right into the tank too. This will run through the filter, it'll run through the injectors, okay, it'll run through the pump. Basically it'll help clean the fuel system from the tank side also. Alright, we'll be right back. Now what we're going to do, we're going to fire this puppy up and see how much it's actually going to smoke. Like I said, it's probably going to start hard. Oh, and she's chooching. I don't know if the camera's picking up, but it's definitely drifting across the street over there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to hop in it, and we're going to pound on it. It's always the fun part. This car's got an annoying freaking seatbelt dinger in it. Turn the radio down here. Alright, let's roll. Got the freaking tripod all foobarred here. If you look in the rear view, she's smoking a little. Going to go for a little ride around the block, just kind of beating on it, not really raising too much hell with it, but this will definitely help clean everything out. It'll get all that seafoam out of everything. In case it does release any carbon or whatever in the valves or the pistons, it'll definitely blow it all out through the exhaust. I mean, the car doesn't feel like it's any faster, nothing like that. But it will, if it's going to work, it definitely will help it make it run a little bit smoother. It does feel a little bit more responsive, but it's really hard to tell, guys. Pretty good running car. I do know you guys are getting a little distortion noise from the camera, from the audio. It always happens with these play sports when you hop into a vehicle. You always hear that little bit of weird screeching out of them. I don't really get it, but I guess it's how these cameras roll, if you know what I mean. We're not doing over the speed limit. I don't know if it's picking up. We're doing 55. And there goes my Sprite on the floor. Got no hesitation in it whatsoever. These cars aren't really a powerhouse. I mean, I'm sure the newer ones, 03 and up, they got a little more horsepower than these. They might do a little better job of squealing the tires from a dead stop. These cars have posi traction rear end. I mean, they're made to just go. They're not made to do burnouts like Corvettes and Trans Ams and stuff. Okay? These cars are just made to freaking shit and get, so to speak. And the car does. I mean, I'm not overly impressed with it. It's probably no faster than a 3-liter Honda Civic, okay? Or something like that. Or maybe a, you know, regular 3800 Series 2 Bonneville, okay? But these cars do have a little bit higher of a top end to them than most of your street cars. They're just not really much quicker getting there than, you know, most of your mid-powered street cars. And we're home. Got a little escape to do some hackings and packings on soon. So there you guys are. Hope you enjoyed the little video. We'll see how good the car runs. Maybe we'll get a little bit better fuel mileage out of it. But y'all have a goody goody. Later.